Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to be reviewing and creating a look with the new Flesh Beauty Cosmetics line that is exclusively at Ulta Beauty. As we know, this was a line that was very hyped on social. So as you can see, I started off with the palette. I actually tested it out in stores and I really like the formula. So I started off with just a neutral transition shade just to create some sort of a crease. And I didn't know what color I wanted to add to my lid, but I went with this really pretty silver brownish color on my lid, but I wanted it to glow on my lid since I was going out and it was nighttime. So I wanted to, in a sense, do a summer night look. I went ahead and added a little bit more of this brown on the crease to create some sort of a wing. And I added the white shimmery shadow on the eyebrow bone just to make it stand out a little bit. The color that I was super impressed with was the color I used on my lid, which was Feeling, and the one that I'm using currently right now, which is that black shade. It was super black. It's called Nerve. It's such a great black that it's super pigmented. I've actually been using this in replacement of my eyeliner since I have been using eyelash extensions and I didn't want to be tugging on that area, so I've been using that really dark black. Next, I had to try out the primer. I think it's super important when a company is creating foundations for them to have primer, so I was super hyped. I really like that it's really moisturizing and it gives it a really smooth base before applying your foundation. This line includes 40 shades, so props to Linda Wells, who was the founder of Allure magazine. She created this line and I'm super excited. The shade that I'm actually applying is Cookie and it's identical to my skin. I was actually able to select my shade pretty quickly, and as you can see, I'm actually not going to be color correcting because I want to see what kind of coverage it gives, especially since I broke out a little bit on my cheeks. I wanted to see how long it took in order for me to cover those blemishes. So I'm just testing it out and I'm going to be adding a little bit more product on the areas I feel like there's a little bit more discoloration, which is usually around my mouth and also around my forehead. That's normally my trouble areas, but I really think that you can add a little bit if you want more of a natural look. But I really like that this foundation melts really well onto your skin. It blends well. At first it feels kind of thick, but I like the fact that it melts right away once you actually start blending the foundation. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Café, which is a shade that I'm gonna be using to bronze up a little bit or contour. Typically when it comes to contouring with a stick, I don't go too dark. I just wanna make it a little bit more natural so that you can see somewhat of the hollows on my cheeks and create that illusion. So just an FYI, I don't go too dark when it comes to using a stick foundation and contouring. And I think it did a very good job at covering. I would say that the coverage is medium to full. And I really think that you can also, if you're really into natural foundations, that you can just add a little bit and just blend it into your liking. Now I'm going to be highlighting a bit and I'm using Apple Strudel. And I'm going to be applying it on my nose, beneath my eyes where I have a lot of trouble. I usually really like to highlight there, but I feel like it already somewhat covered a lot when I applied my layer of foundation. And you know, right now I'm using it as a concealer and I actually really like the coverage. I do believe though that you do have to set this foundation if you're using it as a concealer because it will move around. It's pretty full coverage, at least the way that I applied it. But like I said, you can definitely manage it however you want. Now I'm applying the blush in the shade Glaze. Such a beautiful blush. I was really impressed with the formula when I was swatching it at Ulta Beauty. I think it's such a pretty summery shade. And I'm going to be applying some highlighter. Nothing too crazy since my eyes are really dramatic right now. This one is in the shade Lift. So I like to apply usually my highlighter with my finger and then I kind of blend it in with a brush. It just helps out a little bit better with the texture. And now I'm going back to the palette and I'm going to be applying that really dark black, which is the shade Nerve. And that really pretty color that I like, that is the shade Feeling. And to give my eyes some sort of extra pop, I'm going to be adding the shade Expose. I really like this white shimmery shade a lot. And I'm going to be applying the lip shade Superb, which is a really pretty mauve pink. It's a little bit pinker than I thought when I was looking at the shades, and this one is not matte, it's more of like a sheen. And to match the look a little bit better with the lipstick, I added the shade Rush on my lid, which is a little bit pinker, just so that it would match a little bit better. And I'm completely done with this look. I hope you guys really enjoyed this tutorial. Anytime that I can review a product from a makeup line that is really inclusive, I get super excited. If you enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Bye guys!